Hey guys, it's Dino. Before us is a really instructive game in a sense that you're gonna see how white is gonna completely restrain uh, queen side, this side of the board of black, and not allow those pieces to get into the game and to and with that, if you have a piece and that piece is not in the game, is not doing anything, it's like you don't have that piece. So that's a really important thing in chess, to try to restrain activity of opponent pieces, and if you can do that, you're gonna have advantage and opportunity to win, of course. So now, without further ado, white 1, d4, d5, c4, and as usual, I'm not gonna comment on this move. These moves were played the previous game had this exact move, so I'm not gonna comment comment on those. So e6, knight c3, or I'm gonna comment a little bit maybe. So putting a pressure on this, on the center, of course, developing knights before the bishops. Knight f6, also putting a pressure on the center, and now bishop g5, pinning this knight and developing this bishop on really active square. So now in the previous game it was played bishop e7 to unpin this knight, but in this game black played knight b to this 7, and now from now on I'm gonna give you 3 seconds for each move to think about it. What do you do? So 1, 2, 3, e3. If you thought, hey, I can take this pawn, I also thought that, and I was wrong. And that is kind of trap to take this pawn, and also you're not following the rule that to not grab pawns in the opening when you should be developing. Of course, maybe sometimes you can, but as a general rule, don't do that. So what would happen after this? Takes. He takes, and you think you can take here. But then, as a really surprise, will come this move, knight takes on d5, and now if you take, it's gonna give you a check. And now you have to give up a piece. I mean a queen, and you are a piece down. So really interesting trick. And white was smart to not allow that. So now he played e3, and now he's threatening to take. Also, he's opening this bishop, all that good stuff. Black played c6 to support the center and open this queen also. And now I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, and a3. Probably you haven't guessed this move, right? Because it seemed like it is wasting time, as we said that don't move too much pawns, ideally 2 or 3 in the opening. But this is really important move because it is not allowing black to pin this this knight, as this knight is really important to control these squares, and we don't want him to pin it. And in the future maybe allow this knight to come here because we want to push this, or we don't want him to go here with the knight, because his knight is going to be powerful here. So in the long run, this move is not a waste of time. Now bishop e7, and now 1, 2, 3, queen c2. Again, we don't want to allow this knight to come here, and that's why we played queen early in the game, moved queen early in the game. In general, you don't want to move your queen before your minor pieces, but in this case, the position required that from us. So now castling, and 1, 2, 3, knight f3. So knight f3, developing another piece towards the center. That's understandable. And now a6. So this move is really interesting, because black is intending to take this pawn, and after we take, is gonna push the bishop back and then develop his bishop here. So that's the idea behind this pawn move. So now what do you do? 1, 2, 3, rook d1. Really interesting move, developing rook in the center. And this is because the book says that maybe this you want to put rooks on the files that are going to be probably open. So white feels like that this file maybe can be open, and this is really, the rook is on the right spot. And also the strategic rule is that if opponent is trying to play on the flank, maybe on the queen side, we want to strike in the center. So that's maybe seems like an abstract move, abstract rule, but it is really important, and try to remember it like that, and maybe in few more examples is gonna be more clear to you. So now black played rook e8, also putting a rook in the center, maybe trying to support the push of this pawn in the future, and maybe develop the bishop somewhere there. And now 1, 2, 3, bishop d3, developing the last piece into the game, of course, in the center, all that good stuff. D takes c4. Of course, black waited to move, for us to move this bishop, and then took, so we have to waste another move to take this pawn. Of course, we took, and now b5, as expected, chasing this bishop. And now what do? 1, 2, 3, we go back with the bishop. This is much better than maybe going here or anywhere else, because this bishop should, you should try to always play with the bishop on the both sides of the board, so you have more possibility for your bishop. Now h6, because those two pieces were hitting this square, just black wanted to remove that pawn so it is not being attacked, and also to put a question on his bishop and ask it where it want to go, and also try to freeze this cramped position of his, because if we take here, he's gonna take here, and then this piece and this piece is gonna be have more space, and yeah, that's pretty much the idea. So do you see what's the next move of a white player? 1, 2, 3. It is takes. This maybe comes as a surprise to you, because you are wondering why trade this bishop for the knight. In general, bishops are better than the knights. But in this particular position, we don't wanna. The black hasn't pushed c5, and c5 in this kind of position for black is really important to be pushed, and he hasn't done that. So with this move, we are taking, and he has to take, and now we're gonna prevent this push. And if instead we move this bishop, he could just move this pawn, and his position is much better and much more free. So that's why we try to lose his time, because he has to take here, and now we're gonna see how to prevent this move. And if we prevent this move, this is gonna be really good for us to make this queen side of his dead, and these pieces. For example, if this bishop goes here and this pawn cannot move, then this bishop is not doing anything. Or if it goes here, the same thing. So yeah, that's really strategically good to prevent in this kind of position c5. If we can prevent that, we can say that we won the game, and it's just a matter of technique how to win it. So now, do you see how to prevent this c5 move? 1, 2, 3. We play knight a4. We are threatening to go here and really cement that knight there, and cement that c6 pawn, so we cannot move anywhere. That's why black took. He doesn't want to allow this knight to go here, and we take here. And again, this pawn cannot move, because we're gonna take the rook, of course. And that's why black played f5, trying to chase this bishop. And this move is, yes, it is weakening this pawn, but it is useful for black, because this bishop has to be chased. Because let's say he hasn't done that, maybe he played this, we're gonna play the knight here and then go with the bishop here and maintain this pressure, and this is gonna be hard for black to defend this pawn. Probably we're gonna take this pawn. So that's why f5, and of course we go back here. I'm not gonna ask you to think about, it's a pretty obvious move. And now the next move is yes, bishop d3, and the black played queen b6. Now it is threatening to push this pawn and free up his position. How do we respond? 1, 2, 3. We play rook c1. Of course, not allowing that. Simple as that. And now it says to me that this move was played but I guess I forgot this move. The move, I forgot this move, but so I'm gonna put this move now here. It was played earlier, I forgot it, and we castled, and now queen b6, and now rook c1. I apologize about that, but it doesn't make most of a difference. So now rook a to c8, again threatening to push this pawn, and now what do? 1, 2, 3, we play b4. Really nice. See this pawn working together to, and look now. This queen cannot go anywhere. This bishop cannot go anywhere. These rooks are also not really active, and we have a intention to go here. Maybe push more, put more pressure, put more pieces on this c file. Try to take this pawn. Maybe go with the bishop here, and we have a lot of moves to play. Good moves to play. Now queen d8. Now this move is intention is, if we go maybe here to attack this pawn, queen can go here and not allow that. So that's the purpose of this move. What do? 1, 2, 3. We play, of course, put a knight in the center on a really active square and attack this pawn. And of course, we are intending to maybe play this, and as I said, go the bishop here, and it's really nice position. Now a5. Interesting move, nice move, because it would be bad for us to take here, as he can take here, and also this maybe is gonna, after this, probably be able to push c5, and that's as we have seen, really good for him. So now, how do we respond to that? 1, 2, 3. We play queen b3, and it's really interesting that I thought queen b3 is not good because he's gonna play this, but in this case this queen d5 is not good. And do you see why? 1, 2, 3, because we're gonna take the queen, and now if he takes with this pawn, he's gonna lose this pawn, and if he takes with this pawn, because this pawn is not protecting it anymore, this pawn, we're gonna take this pawn and win the pawn in this exchange, and that's obviously good for us. And that's why black played bishop d6, defending this pawn like that with a rook. Now what do? 1, 2, 3. Really interesting. I was aware that we can take here, but I thought maybe we should protect this knight first, maybe play f4, but probably this was better, because it is just removing this pawn, and now we have a road, I guess, line or point of entrance to go here, and this king is not that safe with this pawn, with this f5 pawn removed. So that's why this is a really good move. So now queen f6, attacking both pieces. And now how do we respond? 1, 2, 3. Bishop b1. Really nice move. And this move has the intention to maybe go with the queen here, and as I said, attack on h7, and also go with the bishop here and attack on this line, because this pawn is pinned and it's really vulnerable for attacks. Also save the bishop instead of the knight. Yes, he's gonna win the pawn, but as you will see, we have enough strategical advantage that we're gonna convert this. So he takes, we take, this is forced of course, and he take with the queen. And now it seems like we don't have anything because we have the same amount of material, and how do we actually win this? But again, this pawn is cannot move, and these pieces are kind of restricted, so that's really advantage. We have maybe we can go here with our queen, and it's, you see some little elements, but and they become really big advantage. So how do we, the next move is really important, really crucial. Do you see it? 1, 2, 3. It is rook c5. We don't want to allow this move, this pawn to move, because he's gonna free up his position, and also we are chasing this queen and putting up a question where it wants to go. Now he played a4. So this is really interesting, and it's probably not really good for us to take here, because takes, and is gonna be able to move this pawn, and also yes, we can win this pawn, but it's gonna be unclear, and instead we shouldn't take this pawn. And what do you do instead? Maybe I shouldn't have tell you to not take, but I'm sorry. So where do you move the queen? He moved it 1, 2, 3, queen a2. So this is really interesting and really good move, and I'll tell you why. Because it is, let's say we played here, and probably then he's gonna go with the queen here, and we have nothing here. For example, let's say we go here, we give a check, and he's gonna go maybe here, and we have nothing. And if we maybe try to go here and to cement this pawn, he's gonna play with the pawn here, and that's all good. Instead, we are going with the queen here and maintaining the pin, so this pawn cannot move. So now if he plays this move, then we can probably go for this push, or yes, go for this push, and now we can play this move, and this is gonna be really good, because now we can transfer the queen here and maybe transfer the rook here, so it attacks this. That's a difference between that move. Believe it or not, it does make the difference if we go with the queen here or with the queen here. So queen a2, and now he played queen d6, and now in this position, in this particular position, now we play what? 1, 2, 3, queen c2. Really awesome. That now look at this maneuver. So now this is good because this queen is not here, and now we can enter here and really make a mess. Now he played rook c to d8, and now how do we finish him? 1, 2, 3. We play check here, and after queen king f8, we play what? 1, 2, 3. Bishop g6, and now either we're gonna win this rook and also maybe this pawn after this moves, something like this, and maybe give a checkmate. So this is really hard, difficult position, and in this position black resigned. So you see that how we completely restricted this side of the board, and how we remove this pawn, and now king is really vulnerable, and all of these pieces cannot help the lone king because they are pretty restricted, because black couldn't push this c pawn. This really interesting and instructive lesson. So that would be it. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, and see you in the next video.